So student, this will be part 4, sorry, part 5 for this chapter, that is chemical reaction and equation, chapter number 1 of science, and it will come under the chemistry. Okay, so till now we have read about the characteristics of the chemical. Some characteristics I have told you, like the change in state and change in temperature and change in color, etc. These things we have done there. So now the next topic in the sequence of the characteristic of the chemical reaction. So next characteristic of the chemical reaction is the evolution of gas. Okay, evolution of gas. Okay, so this will be the next characteristic for the chemical reaction. Okay, evolution of gas. Now you can see in some of the chemical reactions the evolution of gas take place. Okay, in some of the chemical reaction you can see this, that there is evolution of some gases. So such equation will come under the category of the evolution of gas. Okay, so in some cases you can see that there is evolution of gas. Like you can see some examples, I can tell you. If you take the example of like the reaction of zinc and the dilute hydrochloric acid, that is the dilute one. Okay, dilute one means some presence of water is there. Okay, so when you see the reaction between the zinc and the dilute hydrochloric acid, so at the time you can find out ZnCl2 means the zinc chloride zinc chloride, and the next one product will be hydrogen gas. So the hydrogen gas will be evolved. So whenever there is the evolution of gas in a chemical reaction, there is a symbol up one arrow we can use there. Okay, this denotes that this is the gas which is evolving in the chemical reaction. And when the gas is evolving in a chemical reaction, so this we call, there is a bubbling. Whenever there is gas evolving, so there is bubbling. So this bubbling we call as effervescence. Okay, so now we will use the term effervescence for the evolution of gas, means for the bubbling. Okay, so there will be the effervescence of hydrogen gas, which you can see here. Okay, so this here you can see there is the evolution of gas. Okay, now if I ask you why have I written this ZnCl2, if I ask you why ZnCl not, why ZnCl2, so this is the compound. If you know the valency of the different element, like let's say zinc has the valency of +2, and if you say chlorine has the valency of -1. Now you have to cross multiply it. Okay, so with zinc that 1 will come, Zn1, and with chlorine what will come there, Cl2. So ultimately you can write it ZnCl2. This will be the final compound, zinc chloride. So this is how we are writing the compound. That's why I have not written a ZnCl3. I am not writing it ZnCl. Why am I writing it ZnCl2? This is the reason. Valency of zinc is +2 and valency of chlorine is -1. Cross multiplied. So with chlorine 2 will come and with zinc 1 will come. So it will be ZnCl2 zinc chloride. Okay dear. So this is how you can write the compounds also. Okay. So now see, this is the reaction where the hydrogen gas is evolving here. So now another example you can take here, like whenever you are burning any fuel that contains hydrocarbon, any fuel that contains hydrocarbon, because there is carbon, so whenever you are burning it, so which one gas will evolve there? Carbon dioxide gas will be evolved there. Like you are burning coal, etc., whatever, petroleum products, etc. So whatever you are burning, so whenever any carbon containing a fuel is burnt, so at that time also carbon dioxide gas is evolved. So you can write as CO2 gas is evolved in burning of fuel. Okay, if you have any fuel carbon containing, condition is the fuel should be containing carbon. So carbon containing fuel, when you burn it, so it also there also you can see the evolution of carbon dioxide gas. Okay, one more example you can take here, like the when you see the chemical reaction of that is sodium carbonate with the hydrochloric acid. That you have to write, I'm not writing its chemical name, that this is zinc. Downside you have to write the hydrochloric acid. This is hydrochloric acid, chemical formula is this. You have to write the downside, hydrochloric acid. Okay, I am not writing, but you have to write this. Okay, now suppose in the next case you can see the reaction of sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is Na2CO3. Why Na2CO3? How am I writing it? Na2CO3 sodium carbonate? Just look here, sodium and carbonate. Okay, sodium and carbonate, that is CO. Okay, so you can, if you see carbonate is CO3. Now if you see, sodium has the valency of +1. Okay, and this carbonate, this is an ion. Okay, it has the valency of -2. Now if you cross multiply it, so with Na2 will come, it will become Na2, and with CO3 1 will come, it will be Na2CO3, and 1 here, so Na2CO3. So this will be the final compound, Na2CO3, that will be sodium carbonate. So you have to write the downside, sodium carbonate. So when this sodium carbonate reacts with the dilute hydrochloric acid, when it reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, this is dilute one, means water mixed. Okay, so when they are reacting, so in this case also you can see there is also the evolution of what? Evolution of carbon dioxide. Again in this reaction there will be also the evolution of, no need to write the complete equation, only I am writing because I have to show that yes, there is the gas is evolving, so that is why I am writing here. So here also you can see the evolution of carbon dioxide gas. Okay, are you getting this? So this was the next chemical characteristic, that is the evolution of gas. And the last one chemical characteristic that I have told you there in the video, where I have taught you different kind of chemical the characteristics of the chemical reaction, that there we have discussed all the 4 or 5 types. So the last one we have talking out today. So the last one will be the formation of the precipitate. Formation of precipitate. So this will be the last one now. Formation of precipitate. Precipitate. So formation of precipitate. First we have to know what is precipitate. So if you see, precipitate is a solid product which formed after which forms during a chemical reaction, which separates during chemical reaction. So it's a solid product, and insoluble one also. It is not soluble in that one mixture, it is not soluble in water, etc. Okay, so it is insoluble one. So if I ask you what is precipitate, so you can write it precipitate. Okay, let me write it correctly. Precipitate. So precipitate, it is an insoluble solid formed during a chemical reaction. So it's an insoluble solid. Okay, so when there will be chemical reaction, so this will be the product which will be insoluble, so it will settle down, because in a chemical reaction, this will be the chemical reaction, after this the product will be formed, and this will be the solid one, will be insoluble, so this will settle down and may settle down in the glass like this. Okay, so this we call the precipitate. And such reaction where the precipitate forms, such reactions are known as the precipitation reaction. Okay, so here I am writing it, precipitation reaction. So precipitation reactions are the reaction, you can write it, the reaction in which the precipitate forms. So such reactions are called precipitation reaction. So some examples also I can give you here, like if you see previously we have done this. Okay, like if you see the potassium iodide, the reaction between the potassium iodide and lead nitrate. Okay, some examples I'm writing, let me erase this first if you have noted. Okay, some examples now we are doing related to the precipitation reaction where the precipitate is being formed. Okay, so example number 1 you can take here, the reaction of potassium iodide, that is Ki, potassium iodide. You have to write this also, potassium iodide. So the reaction of potassium iodide, if you react it with lead nitrate, PbNO3 whole twice. Okay, so how this PbNO3 whole twice, if you take Pb, its valency is +2, and if you take nitrate NO3, its valency is -1. It is an ion. Okay, if you are cross multiplying it, so it will be Pb with Pb there will be 1, and with nitrate there will be 2 PbNO3, then it will be whole twice. So that is the final product here. Okay, so this is known as lead nitrate. What? LEAD, lead nitrate. Okay, so when the potassium iodide and lead nitrate are reacting with each other, then what is being formed there? Lead iodide, that is PbI2, that is lead iodide. This will form, and with this one more product will be there, that is KNO3, that is potassium nitrate. So these are the two products which will form under this reaction. Here you can see what is the precipitate here. Precipitate is lead iodide. This will settle down, or in any of the reaction, if you want to show the precipitate, you will have to show there with the down one arrow, and in the reaction where there is evolution of gas, there you have to show up one arrow. Okay, so here this is the precipitate. This will settle down in the reaction. Suppose when potassium iodide and lead nitrate will react each other, so what will form there? Potassium nitrate will form, so this will be up, and lead iodide will settle down, because this is insoluble and this is precipitate, and its color will be yellow color also you have to remember. So yellow color precipitate, yellow colored so yellow colored precipitate will form there in this reaction when potassium iodide and lead nitrate will react with each other. Okay, so another example also you can take when this silver nitrate is reacting with potassium chloride. Okay, second reaction I'm giving you. Downside you have to write it. Okay, so here I'm writing what? Silver nitrate is reacting with potassium chloride. Silver nitrate, AgNO3. This is silver nitrate is reacting with potassium chloride. Silver nitrate is reacting. And one more example, one more thing here I have to tell. This is an example of precipitation reaction. Here the precipitate is being formed, precipitation. But also at the same time, this is the example of double displacement reaction also. Here you can see lead is displacing this potassium from here, and lead is combining with iodine here, and potassium is combining with nitrate here. So this is an example of double displacement reaction. Which one? This is the example of DOUBLE, double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction. Okay, so here also you can see silver nitrate and potassium chloride are reacting with what they will form? They will form silver chloride, that is AgCl, and then they will form potassium nitrate, that is KNO3, and the silver chloride will be the precipitate, and it will settle down, and its color is white color precipitate will form. This is silver chloride. So silver nitrate, you have to write downside. I'm not writing, you have to write, keep writing also. Silver nitrate, this is potassium chloride, this will be silver chloride, and this will be potassium nitrate. Are you getting this? So keep writing also. And what will be the precipitate here? Precipitate will be of silver chloride, and it is of white color. Okay, it will settle down. So this is again an example of double displacement reaction also. Double displacement, why? Because Ag is combining with chlorine here, and this K potassium is combining with nitrate here. Okay, so this is again an example of double displacement also, as well as example of precipitation reaction also. Okay, one more example I am telling you, where this silver nitrate will react with sodium chloride, NaCl, sodium chloride. Here also this is again an example of double displacement reaction. Here what will form? Again silver chloride will be formed, that is AgCl. This will be the precipitate, white color. And next what will form there? NaNO3. NaNO3 is what? NaNO3, that is sodium nitrate. Okay, this is again an example of double displacement as well as precipitation reaction, and what is forming there? Precipitate is silver chloride, and color of the silver chloride is white color. Okay, now fourth one example also you can take here. Next example, suppose if you see there, let's say iron sulfate, ferrous sulfate, you can take the ferrous sulfate and sodium hydroxide reaction. Okay, ferrous sulfate is FeSO4, 4. This is ferrous sulfate, or you can write iron sulfate, and it is reacting with sodium hydroxide. So when these two are reacting with each other, so they will form what? They will form ferrous hydroxide, FeOH whole twice, ferrous hydroxide, and it is the precipitate here. It will settle down, ferrous hydroxide. Then what will form there? Na2SO4, that is sodium sulfate. Okay, sodium sulfate also will be formed there. So this is the precipitate of ferrous hydroxide. Ferrous hydroxide. So when this ferrous sulfate is reacting with sodium hydroxide, that's it, NaOH. So what will be formed there? Ferrous hydroxide and sodium sulfate. Okay, this is again an example of double displace. This one is reacting with this and this one reacting with this. So this is also the example of double displacement reaction. Why have I written here FeSO4? Here you can see ferrous, this is sulfate. Valency, if you want to measure the valency, that is what is the valency of ferrous 1 ion? Ferrous 1 ion is what? +2, and sulfate 1 ion is -2. Okay, both have the same valency here. So Fe2SO4 also 2. Both are same, so no need to write 2 separately. So same way we can write here FeSO4. Okay, both have same. Now if both have same, then no need to write. If both have different, then you have to write. Okay, getting this? So this will be the example, again an example of precipitation reaction where the precipitate of ferrous hydroxide will be formed. Okay, why have I written FeOH whole twice? So valency of Fe is +2 and valency of OH hydroxide ion, this is -1. Cross multiply, it will be Fe, with Fe 1 will come, with OH 2 will come. So this will be ferrous hydroxide. Are you getting this? Okay, so this is again an example where you can see the precipitate of ferrous hydroxide is being formed. Now if you see the reaction between aluminium chloride and sodium hydroxide, next one more I am taking here, aluminium chloride and sodium hydroxide, NaOH. This is AlCl3, aluminium chloride. So here if you see, here again this Al will combine with OH, so it will become AlOH whole thrice now. Okay, because valency of Al is 3 and OH is -1, cross multiply, so it will come 3 here. So AlOH whole thrice, that is aluminium hydroxide, and with this Na will combine with Cl, so it will form NaCl. So these are the two products. This is again example double displacement also, precipitation reaction also, because the precipitate is being formed here. Okay, are you getting this? So this is how these were the chemical characteristics of a chemical reaction. These were the characteristics of a chemical reaction till now, which we have discussed: change in color, change in state, change in temperature, evolution of gas, and formation of precipitates. So these were some characteristics of a chemical reaction. Okay, then see you in the next lecture.